Praise is not for the weak. Have you ever said, "You look beautiful today," and she just smiled politely? But nothing happened after that? You thought you nailed it. But the truth? Most compliments are weak, predictable, powerless. In fact, the more compliments you throw around like confetti, the less impact they actually have. But what if I told you there are compliments so forbidden, so unspoken, that when you say them, they don't just get her attention, they make her heart race, they make her lean in, they make her want to chase nochubam. These compliments don't come from desperation. They come from stillness, clarity, control. From a Stoic mind that doesn't seek approval because it already owns its value. This isn't about being slick or smooth. This is about understanding something 99% of men will never figure out. The most powerful compliments don't flatter her looks, they reflect her identity. And once you learn how to use them, you won't need to compete. She'll remember you long after you've left the room. Get ready, because in the next part, we're diving into forbidden compliment number 1. And trust me, no one expects it. You've made it through the first layer. Things get juicier in part 2. Stay with me. Gancho forbidden compliment number 1. You make peace look powerful. She walks into a room, not loud, not flashy, but something about her feels solid, balanced, unshakable. Most men would say, "You're so chill, you're easy to be around," and think they're being thoughtful. But when a Stoic man says, "You make peace look powerful," everything changes. Why? Because it tells her, you don't just see her calmness as a passive trait. You see it as strength. You recognize that in a world full of chaos, she chooses stillness. And that's rare. This kind of compliment touches her identity, not her appearance. It shows her, you're not here for noise, you're here for depth. Women don't crave attention from everyone. They crave recognition from the few who truly see them. And when you say this, you're no longer just a nice guy. You become the man who noticed what others missed. You become the storm that respects her silence. And that's when attraction begins, at the level of the soul, not the skin. Up next, forbidden compliment number 2. Is even more disarming. It's something no woman expects, but every woman secretly hopes to hear. Let's go deeper in part 3. You're about to unlock what most men never dare to say. Karana forbidden compliment. Number 2, you think in a way that scares people. I love that. This is not something you say to just any woman. This is what you say to a woman who's sharp, who questions the world, who isn't afraid to challenge opinions, even yours. She's been called too much, too intense, too analytical, too independent. But when you say, you think in a way that scares people, I love that. You're doing something few men ever do. You validate her fire. You admire what others fear. You're telling her, your mind doesn't intimidate me, it excites me. You're not trying to outsmart her. You're inviting her to bring all of her intellect, passion, and complexity without apology. Because the Stoic man doesn't seek comfort in shallow waters. He's drawn to depth. To women who break the mold, who dare to think dangerously. And when a woman hears this from you, she feels seen, not just admired, but they're understood. And in a world where everyone wants her beauty, you just became the man who wants her mind. Most men fear smart women, but the Stoic man, he's made for her. And now, you're about to discover the one final forbidden compliment. The one that goes straight to the heart and flips the entire game. Let's continue with part 4. This last one, it might just make her fall in love. Accurately forbidden compliment. Three, you make me want to be a better man. Stop for a second. Do you know how rare it is for a man to say this? Not you're hot, not you're sweet, not I like being around you, but you make me want to be a better man. That's not flattery, that's a vulnerability. That's courage. because most men are too proud to admit someone inspires them. But when you say this from a place of strength, she hears everything. She hears that her energy elevates you, that her presence challenges your mediocrity, that her love isn't just emotional, it's transformational. This is the ultimate compliment because it shifts focus from her looks, her charm, to the impact she has on your soul. And that's what every conscious woman secretly longs for. Not to be desired, but to be the catalyst for greatness. When you tell her this, you're not just complimenting her. You're giving her a role in your growth. You're making her part of your legacy. And just like that, you're not a fling. You're the man who saw her and rose. You've gone through all three taboo compliments. Each one a psychological key that will make her unable to stop thinking about you. But now, you'll need to summarize the lesson, briefly, profoundly, and in a Stoic way. Continue with Part 5, Lessons Learned from Stoic Psychology. This is the part that will help you not only succeed with women, but also be strong from the inside. Derriere, Stoic Psychology, Why These Compliments Work. In a world full of shallow flattery, these compliments cut through the noise. They don't praise appearance. They don't beg for approval. They don't scream desperation. They reflect self-awareness, clarity, and power. Why? Because a Stoic man doesn't give validation to gain something. He speaks truth. He honors value. And most importantly, he is detached from outcome. Let's break it down. Dumber. 1. I respect how your mind works. Noticing her intellect proves you're not ruled by lust. It shows you recognize depth, not just curves. 2. You have a calming presence. Instead of chasing chaos, you value peace. And that tells her, I'm already whole. You amplify me, not complete me. 3. You make me want to be better. The ultimate Stoic compliment. Not needy, not weak, just honest admiration for her influence, without losing your center. These words are powerful because they come from strength. Not hunger. They say, I see your light, but I am the flame. The truth is, Stoicism isn't about cold detachment. It's about mastering your emotions and expressing them with integrity. So when you compliment from a place of calm confidence, you become magnetic. Not because you're trying to attract her, but because you've already attracted yourselves. You become the man who speaks powerfully and lives stoically, now you know. The compliments that make her melt aren't desperate. They're not flashy. They're not thirsty. They're quiet weapons, sharpened by self-awareness and delivered by a man who knows his worth. But here's the thing. Knowledge is nothing without action. You've come this far, and now you have a choice. Forget everything and scroll to the next dopamine hit. Or become the kind of man who commands respect effortlessly. Start small. Use one of these compliments this week with presence, not to manipulate.